Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Camera looks a little crooked right now. We'll get that fixed here in just a minute. Bear with me. We're actually in what's going to be my bedroom in the tiny house. And I had planned on coming over here and texturing the walls, but I have decided against it because I think I need to add another plug over here. And once we get to that, I'll explain it. But I think what I'm going to do is start doing the seams. So I got my drywall mud here, and I think we're just going to do these seams. We'll see how this is going to go. And we are going tapeless. I will explain that here in a little bit. I'm trying to figure out my best technique to do this. Looks like I've got a screw there that's not all the way in. And you're going to hear me do some cough. Excuse me. Some coughing. I have a stupid summer cold, which really sucks this time of year. I haven't run into my flow yet doing this, so you have to give me a minute or two. I'm not even positive that this is something that is needed to do in here, but I think I need to. So therefore I'm going to. And I figured if nothing else, we'll get this done tonight. I'm going to go over here in this corner. Now let's go over in this corner over here so you guys can see a little bit. I think it's going to be easier for me to just put that in there with my hand. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be about the easiest way. You guys can't see what I'm doing because I'm blocking it. But you'll be able to see here in just a minute. I get out of your way. Yeah, I think that'll do that good enough. All right, I'm just going to keep going over it. It looks like I'm going to have to use my hand. And the reason I didn't want to use my hand is I don't have running water in here. So cleanup's going to be kind of a booger. But we'll get it. I got a bucket of water. I got my broom in here because I broomed the walls and everything off just to kind of get as much of the dust out of it that I can. Give this drywall mud quite a bit to stick to, you know, as much chance as it can possibly get to stick. All right. Hope you guys can see, and I know you can't, but I'm already messy. I can't adjust the camera too well. Almost done here. There's that window, and I think that seam there is good. All right, now we'll finish up this window. Well, I'm not ready to do anything low right now, so let me get you guys moved. And maybe try to straighten this tripod out a little bit. That looks straight. Maybe you guys are just on a rock or something over there. Alright, let's go over there and do that corner. And then we'll do this thing over here. I'm trying not to get it on the ceiling because the ceiling is just going to be cleaned and painted. I kind of wanted to leave the old porch ceiling look. It's kind of hard to film this and me not be in your way. And I'm already dropping it all over the floor. We're starting to make a good mess already. There we go. Like I said, this is probably something that's not really needed, but I've done it in the past and it seemed to help me when I was texturing. So, and it's literally just a few minutes of doing. Had a little piece of wood hanging off there. I think I'm down lower than you guys can see right now. Alright, now I'm going to do the seam to this door, which is going to be a little time consuming. You see all the mess out there, right? Yeah, maybe that's why I'm in here, because I didn't feel like dealing with that. I really wanted to texture these walls today, and I could texture some of them. But I figured I'll just get this done and then I'll texture tomorrow or the next day or whenever I get back over here. Tomorrow is actually a fair day. We're going to our local fair. There's something sticking out there. I think it's a shim. right, just keep doing that back and forth, back and forth. I need to find my hammer. Hold on 1 second, please. My hammer was out on the porch. Let's see, I think this is just a shim. It was, that's all it was. There we go. Yes, sir. Worked just about perfect. There we go. I don't want to do, I guess I can do this corner over here because I'll explain it to you here in just a second and it'll make sense. Or at least it makes sense to me, and I'll try to make it make sense to you. Like I said, I know it looks like I'm putting a bunch on, and I am, but I'm taking quite a bit of it back off. See? Quite a bit of it comes back off. I'll explain to you here in a minute why I am not running tape. I know a lot of you are not going to agree with that, but I'll explain my theory, and that's about the best that I can do. There we go. Now I think all the stuff I have to do is low. So let me work on that off camera because you guys don't need to keep watching this, and I'll bring you right back. Don't go nowhere. All right. So I got all the seams done all the way down to the floor, all around all the windows, all around the bottom of the door. I actually have to let's see if I can get you up here to see this. I actually have to add a piece of wood in there. So I'll probably work on that here soon. Get a piece of wood in there to face it out with. And since the inside of this will not get any trim, that's one thing. I'm trying to do trimless. But now I know I have to do trim like up here. I don't know why that looks so bad on camera. I guess it just makes it look like there's a big gap there, but there's not. That's just a different colored wood. Anyways, all of this is the T111 style. It will all get cleaned and painted, just white. But I did leave this one. Let me get you guys unhooked from your lifeline here. All right, there we go. Sorry about the camera work here. All right, let's get you over here. I know that light is glaring a little bit, but let me explain to you. Let me walk back over here. Okay, so I'm only going to be able to have, gosh, you guys are crooked. There we go. I'm still a little bit crooked, but better. I'm only going to be able to have a small bed in here. So I'm prepared for that. I'm okay with that. But in order to do that, right now I have no place to put my vacuum, which I'm going to have all hardwood floors, but I am going to have rugs and stuff. I have nowhere to put my Swiffer. I have nowhere to put my broom, my dustpan, nowhere. I can't find a place other than at the foot of my bed. Right here, it's going to be very small. It's going to be about a foot out, and then I can make it as deep as I want. And I'll probably go Oh, we'll probably, let's just see here. We'll probably go maybe 16-inch out by about 20-inch. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's going to help me. So I'm not worried about having to build that because I can do that after the fact of walls textured. That way the inside of my closet is textured. But over here, I don't have enough room in here for a dresser. So I have to get creative on storage. Now, I am a clothing type person, even though on film you guys can't tell that because I wear junk. But I have like 4 closets full of clothes. No more. I'm gonna get rid of all that. I'm a single guy. I should be able to live minimal. I need 14 pairs of boxers. I need about 14 pairs of socks. I need about 14 t-shirts and 7 pairs of shorts and a couple pairs of pants. And that is all that I need. You know, shoes. I probably have, and all I ever wear is flip-flops. I got them on right now. I probably have 30 pairs of shoes. I have brand new shoes from 30 years ago. Still in the box. Never wore. So all that's going to have to stop. So what I was getting at is I'll have a few things like a couple suits, some nice dress shirts and stuff like that hung in the closet. There won't be a lot. Maybe that much. So it won't be much at all. And then I was thinking up here about getting some upper cabinets. Like that would go above a refrigerator. That would be short. And put them up here. Of course, I'm going to have to make a short door for the closet if I do that. But I'm okay with that. And I might be able to do it on this wall over here. I have to go home and do some research and see what cabinets are available. What's the height of them. What's the depth of them. How far the bed's going to stick over. Which I already have the bed in the frame. So that will be, I can go in there and measure it really easy. I just need to do some more measurement. And what I was thinking is, I'm going to have a TV in my bedroom. Because my place is going to be so small that if the boys are in there and they're wanting to watch TV, I can escape to my bedroom and watch TV. I hate to see cords. It's just a passion of mine. A pet peeve of mine. I hate to see cords. So yes, I have a plug down there, but I want to figure out how far my cabinets are going to come down if I decide to do that. And then I want to put a plug in. It'll probably be somewhere about right in through here. But I need some measurements and everything before I do that. It'd be real easy to add a plug there. Yeah, I will have to take this wall back off. But it's all just screws, so I can just pop it right out, run my line, cut my hole out, put my box in. I know there's a stud here. Trying to find the next one. Should be 16-inch over, but I don't see a row of screws. Well, yeah, I built this wall. So it should be 16-inch 16 inches, way farther than what I thought. Okay, yeah, which is right here. So there's my 2 studs. What I may have to end up doing, considering I'm going, excuse me by the way, considering I'm going to stop my closet right here, and my bed's going to be more on this side, I probably will put my TV. Oh, now see, now I got to worry about the door opening. I will probably put my TV more over this way. Yeah. Well, my wheels are turning in my head. With the door open in there, and I already have to make a shorter door because of cabinets. I may want to sink that TV. So I may have a whole lot more work to do before I can texture in here. Am I rushing the texturing? Yes. And the deal is I've been 2 weeks outside getting this place, the piers underneath of it, getting it final leveled, getting, everything figured out for my plumbing, and it slowed me down on the inside. I've not done anything to the inside, and I just felt like I wanted to do something. So tonight, that's what I'm doing. While I'm sitting here, let me go ahead and put the bucket lid on this texturing. Let me grab my hammer. Well, I don't much care for these lids. This is a different texturing. This is extremely lightweight texturing, which so far I like. I'm just not too happy with the way the lids go back on. Took a lot. But anyways, this is going to be a long video because I'm going to try to get textured in here and everything on this video. So this video may be over an hour long. So be prepared for that. Anyways, I'm going to pause for tonight. It's just going to be a split second for you guys, but it's going to be all night for me, and maybe even a couple days for me. I don't know. But don't go anywhere because all it's going to be is like a half a second for you guys. Alright, come and walk with me real quick. I wanted to show you. If you see that right there, that is a built-in for a TV. And the reason I did that was because of the boys' stairs going up to their lofts, one on each side. And I didn't want it to protrude out to where it could possibly them hit it or be in their way or anything. So that's what I'm kind of thinking in here. The only bad thing about it is I don't know exactly where the TV is going to go. So that's what I got to figure out. Anyways, now we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. All right, so now let's start texturing. So I already have off camera. As you can see, I got that wall over there done. I finished off the cubicle for the TV, whatever you call it. I'm not really sure. And that's done all the way down to the floor. And I went ahead and did this wall. And that is once again done all the way down to the floor. And then I went ahead and did this wall. And once again, it is done all the way down to the floor. Now, you'll notice that there's none in the bottom of this. I'm actually going to run real window ledges in here. Window sills, whatever you want to call them. In most houses that I've built or done, excuse me, I gotta get you guys a lifeline back behind of you. Most houses that I've done or built that I've done this technique with, I usually, I see some texturing up here I don't like. There we go. I texture those. But with this bedroom being so small, I honestly think I'm going to need window sills, ledges, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to make them wide enough that there is going to be a storm window in there. There is going to be a blind in there. So right now, the way that it goes, when I'm done, there might be about that much of a ledge that's visible. I want a lot of ledge visible. I got to make sure that it's comfortable because my bed will be kind of close to it. This one up here, my head's going to be on. It may not get any, but you know, I don't, as of right this minute, I know this one over here will. This one over here, I'm not too sure about. Because like I said, that is where the head will go, or my head will go. And I don't think I sleep right up against the wall. In fact, I know I don't because I never hit my headboard now. But I don't want to take that chance. So that's something that I'll just have to play with once we get there. So we have this wall here left. I've done the corner down there by the light switch. I've done that. And oh, I also wanted to show you guys, since we did this earlier, see how I told you that plug, I brought it a little bit forward so it would be, how do I explain this? Once I finished my wall up behind of it, I wanted it to look like it was center, not out all the way out front. And that's why that plug at first was off-centered, was to allow to add the wall in the back. Okay, so now that that's all said, let's see what we can get done here in doing this. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to empty the rest of this little bucket out that I've got here. And it's going to be hard because right now I'm already both hands. It's going to be hard to take care of the camera afterwards. It doesn't matter if I get a little bit on the ceiling because I am running trim up here. So I can come back tomorrow with a wet sponge and get any extra that I got on there off. We'll see how far we can get in this bucket. The reason I decided to go ahead and do a lot of the texturing and not film it is you guys are going to get plenty of opportunity to see texturing in this house build. So, and if you want to know how to do it, go back and watch my videos from the past. And I've got some in there that show you how to texture, or at least my technique of how to texture. And basically all I'm doing is kind of like cutting in right now. I'm not trying to add any texture to it. I'm just getting it wet with mud. And I'll do the same thing down the side here by the doorway. And I'll go down about that far for now. And then I'll go ahead and start feathering it out. It has taken me a little while to get a hold of an idea of how much I wanted to take off, how thick I needed it to be. I'm not perfect on it yet. I was hoping one bucket would have done this whole room, but it's going to take about 1.25 buckets. And like I said, right now I am not texturing. I am just putting on drywall mud. That's it. I'm kind of putting it on and blading it off with a karate chop blade in my hand. Hey, you guys can see me, I think. See, I'm taking a majority of it back off. Now here, instead of taking it back off, I'll just drag it on farther. See, I'm getting 6, 7, 8 inches more there than I did before. And now I'm going to go to this side, this corner over here, and do the same thing and pull from this side. I hope I'm not blocking your guys' view too bad, and I probably am. And see, as I blade it off, now I'm eating the other side. But it's not real thick. It's a thin coat. I'll go back up and blade off the top. See if I can get a little more out of this bucket. Well, I'm about down to nothing in here. I might be able to get what I'm trying to do done. Then again, maybe not. Who knows? I hate that I'm kind of blocking you guys partially, but this room is so small, I don't have much of a choice. Try to get a little bit more out of this bucket. I was really hoping one bucket would do this room. And I say it's going to take a bucket and a quarter. I don't even think it's going to take a bucket and a quarter. All right. Now that we've got it all on there, down to about as low as I want to go, now I'm going to go back and go side to side and get as much of it off as I can. Because remember, we don't need a whole lot of drywall mud to be able to texture. And I don't like the looks of a thick texture anyways. This is a little thicker than what I like already in this room, because you have to do a little thicker over OSB than you do over paneling or drywall. Those you can do extremely thin. Okay, now that that's done, I'm just going to kind of try to wipe my hands off a little bit, get the excess off of it, you know, just as much as I can. They're not perfect. Now, I'm going to start over here and I'm going to start texturing. I'm going to go small circles with my hand. I'll kind of slow it down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going in small circular motions, and I have something right there on the wall. Do my small circular motions. Now I'm doing this extremely slow so you guys can see how to do it. But normally, now I'll go full speed. You know, I add both hands in there. I get them both going. I'm trying not to make a pattern. I do not want patterns in my wall. Now, if you like patterns, go ahead and do a pattern. But I don't like a pattern. I like mine to be random. Some big patterns, or not patterns, but big circles, small circles. Go over them. Kind of lap them. Whatever you want to do. As long as you're happy with it, I'll be happy with it. I promise you that. I got something right there, and I don't know what it is. And then I got something right there. Looks like a little piece of OSB. But they're driving me crazy. There we go. And I'm happy with all that. I don't see a pattern anywhere. I don't see any, well, I keep getting a piece on there. And it's hard because you want to flick it off your finger, but you kind of watch it because you'll flick it right onto another wall. Now that's the way that I like my texturing. So now I'm going to move down. Well, I got to open up a new bucket. And then I'm going to move down and do, oh, let me see if I can adjust this thing. Hold on just a second. Okay. See, I can reach comfortably still down to here. So I'll do that standing up from there, about down to there. And then the other I'll do setting on the floor. Okay, so I gotta wash my hands, and let's see if I can pause this with my knuckle. And to answer that, no, I was not able to pause it. I was able to stop it. So, all right, I'm gonna be in your way a little bit, but that's the best I can do. So I get down here on my butt. And I do the same thing. I start by kind of edging. Go up. Then I will go down along the floor a little bit. Normally I don't make that much of a mess. Goodness gracious. Try to get some of that back off the floor. And then I just put a little bit in my hand and start this way. Might even come back this way a little bit. Like I said, at this time, we're not texturing. We're just applying mud. That's all that we're doing. Putting it on, wiping it off. Putting it on, wiping it off. Then we'll start texturing. And to give you a little bit of a idea, this is about, this whole room, about a 2.5 to 3 hour job from start to finish, as far as applying mud and getting all that stuff textured. And I'll be able to tell you more precisely once I'm done with this and I get my hands clean. If I remember it before I close out, I'll look at the clock and I know exactly what time I started. And I'm kind of learning this type of application for texturing. So I'm sure the better I get at it, the quicker I'll get. All right, so there we've got it pretty much applied. Now I'm just getting all the excess off my hands, and we'll blade it all off as much as we can. And I'm getting quite a bit of it off. And at the same time, I'm applying it wherever it needs to be. And kind of thick over here in this corner. I got a little piece of OSB hanging right there. I'll get rid of that. And we'll do one more swipe down here at the floor because it got a little thick. All right, wipe our hands off again to where they're halfway clean, but definitely not. And we'll start texturing. My goal is always to get right past something as like this switch or this plug right here. I can reach it while I'm sitting here. Wiping the excess off my hand again. The excess, not access. blend it into my top that I did earlier. But definitely not make a pattern. And I think I'm happy with that. All right, so now I'm going to slide on down. I don't know how well the camera is going to be on me. And as you can see, this don't take a whole lot of time. I want to move the camera, but I can't. So you're just going to have to bear with me. Basically just cutting in, same way that you would do with painting. Just getting it wet with mud. Do it along the floor. I just find that that's the easiest route for me to do. And now that I've done that, I'll get some in my hand and I'll start coming this way. Kind of a small spot there to do. Sometimes small spots can really mess you up when you try to blend your non-pattern texture into another non-blended texturing or an area. Kind of blading it off at the same time, taking some of it that I bladed off and putting it down here where there is none. Definitely want to keep that corner clean. Corners are my biggest pet peeve when it comes to texturing. I'm actually having to fix the other wall. You guys can't see that. But when I broomed in here, before I started, I hit the texturing with the broom. Kind of an odd texture. Okay, I pretty much got everything covered. Now I'm going to start blading off all the excess. And I think we got it. Now I'm going to take care of my corner real quick. I'm going to run a finger down it, kind of widely. I'll wipe off the other wall, the side of it, and get rid of that line. Now I can just start going right up to my corner with my swirls. Like I said, trying to make it blend in with what I've already done and not make a pattern. And that is only by my choice. If you want a pattern, please do a pattern. I think you'll like it. Or try it, see if you like it. Then if you don't like it, you know, you've got a good 30 minutes or more that you can go back over it and get rid of the pattern. Try several different patterns till you find one that you're comfortable with. Try several different random ways. Try different objects. You can use a sponge. You can use a stipple brush. You'll have to look that up if you don't know what that is. Well, I think I'm happy with it. And it also has a lot to do with how much pressure you put on your hand and how much pressure you don't put on your hand. I'm adding a little bit to that little bare spot. I'm not really sure why it's bare. I'm going to go on down into it a little bit, make sure that whatever was there is rubbed off. Yeah, different pressures on your hand will do different patterns, or even swirl marks or not swirl marks. I mean, you could actually, I'll show you real quick, you could actually sit there and do that. That's almost a stipple pattern. I don't know if you can see that or not, but see how it kind of pulls out? A lot of people do ceilings that way. Maybe not with their hands like that, but they make a little cheap tool at Lowe's that you can do it. You can do this, let it set for like 30 minutes or an hour or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whichever you decide. I got some peel offs right here I want to get taken care of. And then run a roller over it. A short nap roller will give you one texture. A long nap roller will give you a different type of texture. I'm just cheap. I don't want to buy rollers. So, but now I am done for now. I'm happy with everything, the way that it turned out. And I think I'm ready to get up. And I'm going to try a little harder this time to pause the video and not stop it. Alright, there's probably going to be some weird light rays up here, but it is what it is. And I just looked at the time. It took 2.5 hours total. That's how long I've been here. Now, I have taken a couple small little breaks. I have went over to the garage and got some stuff loaded in my Lincoln. Just, little things like that. So I would say probably total work time 2 hours. And that's from start to finish. And that's just texturing, starting with bare walls and having textured walls. That did add a little bit of time. The windows added a little bit of time. So if you're not doing anything like that, you can take off probably close to 30 minutes. So, and the more you do it, the more efficient, the quicker that you will do it. So, anyways, I see one corner problem up here. Oh, that's nice. That come right out of there. And that's what I like. Okay. So anyways, if you guys like these kind of videos, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, like and subscribe. And please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us in the algorithm. Once you've subscribed, smash that bell notification, go all the way up to the top and click all, so you'll be notified on every single video or live stream that we publish or post. Let's try to get that light out of. There we go. Now just shadows. Hey, you want to make some shadow puppets? I'm not sure I even remember how. Anyways, share us on your social media pages. Follow us on Facebook under General Vlog Video. And I think that's just about it. Hope you guys have a great day, and even better tomorrow, and an awesome night. And don't forget, I may have stayed up late and got this ring done, but I'm still my own cameraman, which means I get to get up close and personal and gently poke you guys in the ear to turn this thing off. With that being said, please, please, please be safe. We'll see you on the next video or next live stream.